Hey gang, thanks for tuning into my Jeep. Today we're going to look at replacing the stock CD player AM/FM stereo with a digital media receiver. So here we see my new Bluetooth digital media receiver. I bought it from Crutchfield. It was an open box, so I got a super deal on it. And in addition to that, by ordering from Crutchfield, I got all the install accessories I need for free. Wiring harness, antenna adapters, and faceplate mounting kit. So that's one of the reasons I do Crutchfield, is I don't have to hassle with finding all this other stuff. Little sidetrack blurb. If you're not going from Crutchfield and getting your free things, if you get on Amazon, they do make a mounting kit that has a little pocket right here where you can keep your phone or your wallet and a couple of those kind of things in it. Had that in my last Jeep and I was really pleased with it. Later on I might switch these out, but for today we'll just go with what Crutchfield sent us. Step one, anytime you're working on electronics, let's disconnect the ground from the battery. 1/2 inch. So the next step is to remove some interior trim. We're going to start by removing this long skinny defroster. Let me get some of my junk out of the way. I should have done this before the video. And it's Christmas, so let me get my Christmas tree off. Okay. Easiest way I found to do this is to put a flat screwdriver right here and pop up. See, did that one-handed. Now we got that up, we start peeling. And off. Ta-da! The next thing is to remove the center bezel. So we'll do that by removing 2 screws up here at the top. And I believe earlier Jeeps with an ashtray also have a screw behind the ashtray. Mine does not have an ashtray, so I don't have that one. So you take these screws out, which I've already done, and then you can just pull, and that guy snaps and slides right off. Okay, at this point we're ready to actually remove the 4 screws that hold the radio in, and look in your air vents and see what kind of dead critters are in there and pull them out. Okay, now we want to remove the glove box so we can access a 10mm nut back here to detach the safety strap from the radio. It's a little bit of a squeeze. So to remove the glove box, you just open it, slide this strap off, watch out for the stink plugs, and drop it out of the way. As you can see, tight squeeze, but you're getting up here behind the radio, and there's a 10mm bolt on the back of the radio. Good luck. Okay, the radio has been removed. Here's that 10mm nut I was talking about. Your antenna was here and your wiring harness went right here. And here's the inside of where the radio goes. My 2000 TJ did not have this funky bracket. I don't know if this is something that came with the Jeep or something somebody made. Looks kind of ghetto. So if we need to remove this, I noticed there are some bolts up here where it's screwed into the frame of the windshield, so we'll just pop that out. I don't know if it's going to be in the way of my new radio or not. This is that funky bracket, and it'll sit in like this. In order to get it out, I removed 2 10mm nuts right there and right there, and then I had to pull it down, flip it upside down, and slide it out through the glove box. The radio I purchased came with a microphone, so I can do hands-free calling. So I kind of mounted it up here on my trim pieces and just kind of shoved the wire in and around and dropped it back, hanging out where the radio is going to go. The next step for me is to attach the mounting kit, just the 4 screws in the original locations, the original screws. Okay, the next part is the fun part, So this is the adapter that Crutchfield sent me that connects into the stock wiring connector. And then I need to solder all these connections to the wiring harness from the radio. The part I do not like to do because it's boring and tedious. Here you'll see the stock radio antenna connector, and that will not plug into the back of my radio. So I need to use this adapter cable that Crutchfield sent me. Plugs in here, and that in plugs in my radio. Once you've connected this adapter, you just need to fish the entire thing up through the glove box, and out your hole. Okay, here's the wiring harnesses. I've soldered them together and then wrapped a little electrical tape around each one for protection. Typically I would use the heat shrink tubing, but I did not have any in my garage, and it's Christmas, so I can't go buy any. I want to get this done. So this is what we look like. It's worth noting, blue hooks to blue if you have the remote sub. We've hooked the wiring connector up. We've pulled all our wires through our metal mounting bracket. We're going to slide that in. There we go. And start bending these tabs down to get it securely locked in. Once we've done that, we can hook our connectors to the back of our radio and then slide our radio in. You could hook a strap up from here to something inside to prevent your radio from flying out. Okay, here we see the bracket is in. We've got our antenna and wiring harness and microphone. And if you had external amps, you'd hook this up, but I don't. So this guy should just slide in and snap into place. There we go, nice and firm. Next thing to do is to put this bezel back on, screw the 2 screws back in, and then snap in the defroster plate, and we are done. We've put our bezel back on, we've snapped our defroster back in, and so now this is what we're looking at. Next steps are to hook our ground back up to the battery and test it out. Okay folks, thanks for tuning in as we installed an aftermarket stereo into a Jeep LJ. Should be the same steps for a TJ as well. Please check out some of my other My Jeep Heap videos for other things we've done to this Jeep. Have a great afternoon, or whatever time of day it is for you.